So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing really well. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what background I'll use. Decided to jump on for immediate reaction pod for after the Aston Villa Southampton game. Not really much to go through other than 4 goals in an absolutely unbelievable period just before and just after a half time, which is something that never happens to Aston Villa Football Club. Delighted it did happen, considering that there was a small bit of, and I'm the first to hold up my hand and say it, there was a tint of woe is me to the team sheet tantrum today, which is not normal. I think it might have been this little head cold that I'm trying to shake off that might have had me in the small bit in the doldrums. But thankfully, Aston Villa have come up trumps, 4-0 win. Didn't see it coming. Absolutely delighted. We'll take it every day of the week. Aston Villa up to, I think it's 11th position in the league now. Crystal Palace winning 2-0 as well has meant that they also jump up the league into 10th position. But another good thing for Aston Villa is that we're now level on goal difference, if I'm not mistaken. Or sorry, we might even have a positive goal difference. Application doesn't seem to want to update. No, we were level on goal difference. 37 scored, 37 conceded. Yeah, in 11th position, same number of points as Crystal Palace, now 2 points behind Southampton with a game in hand. So all things looking good, I suppose, really. And wanted to hop on just to talk about that because this team is so much different when we score an early goal. Oh my God, the confidence levels. You could see the confidence levels in the likes of Ollie Watkins, the confidence levels in John McGinn. Everything was just elevated once we scored that early goal. And it's easy to say that now after we've won 4-0, but it was really, really true. And we did go into a lull after we scored that first goal, but we looked comfortable, if that makes sense. You know, we did invite them on. They had a couple of shots. There wasn't too many of them going on target. They were getting crosses into the box and so on, but they had more of the ball. But I thought that, you know, the first goal really kind of made us puff our chests out. And it was the same thing against Brighton. After Matty Cash scored, we kind of gave them the ball a small bit, but we still looked kind of comfortable enough. And then obviously we get the second goal against Brighton and the tails were up and there was no beating us then. But this was just a manic game. Obviously, first goal goes in. Ollie Watkins, what a ball in first of all from Coutinho to Ings. Ings then plays an absolute beauty of a ball. We've been waiting all year for Ings and Watkins to link up together, and that ball was an absolute beautiful ball. Ollie Watkins sells his man down to Swanee, takes a turn, and then sticks it in the back of the net. Fantastic goal. Really, really great goal. Came out of nothing, but what I really loved about it was it came straight through the middle, because if anybody's been listening to this podcast for a period of time, you'll know that I've just been disappointed with the amount of times that we've gone down the wing and tried to cross the ball in. So that came straight through the middle, came through Coutinho, Ings, Watkins, our big players, our attacking tree that I said at the start of the game, that, you know, we have a good attacking tree and they need to start clicking at some stage. And they absolutely did for that goal. It was fantastic. Really, really good. And then, you know, I thought Watkins was fantastic today. I thought he was, you know, the whole up play still needs to get a small bit better, and we are a team that are still playing on the counter attack. But Ollie Watkins dragged our 2 centre halves everywhere today. I thought he was fantastic. Danny Ings got a bit of stick from the visiting fans every time he got the ball, and you know, as always is the way, the more you give somebody stick, the better that they will play. And he found his way into the game. I thought he might have to come off earlier on in the game because he did look like that he rolled an ankle, but He played through it, and he seemed to get better as the game went on, and he got a goal for his troubles. It was a really well taken goal as well, the 4th goal of our lot. And I'm purposely not talking about one player in particular, well, 2 players in particular, but the first player that I'm going to talk about is I'll leave Coutinho until last, because I just thought he was absolutely magic today. But Douglas Luiz, I thought, was much improved today. You're always going to get a couple of wayward passes from him. In first half, I thought he was absolutely excellent. You know, the statistics showed that he had a really, really good half, 92% passing accuracy. He had a goal. He had ball recoveries. He had interceptions. He had blocks. He attempted one tackle, made one tackle. His 2 passes that were off target, according to FootMob and according to who scored. One was a cross and one was a long ball. So anything in the intermediate level, he was nailing. And I just thought that he kind of parked himself in the edge of the box for a good period of that first half, and I thought he was really, really good. Then he comes up trumps and scores that goal, which was a lovely cut back from Coutinho, lovely ball over the top as well. I thought for all the world it was offside. You know, it's one of those ones that when you score it, you kind of go, oh, great, we got a goal, but it's coming back for offside. And then what a time to run from Coutinho. It was just absolutely fantastic today. And he could have come away with nearly 4 goals, I'd say, from today's game. Coutinho could have had that one. The Fraser Foster saved a point blank range. He should really have done better with that one. He had another one that nearly skimmed the paint off the post. Absolute bullet of a shot that just went past the post. And then obviously he scored the attempt that the next one that he got just early in the second half. But he was absolutely fantastic today. Coutinho was juggling the ball on the edge of their area at one stage, you know, over a player. He ran the show today. I thought he was really, really impressive today, and that's what we want to see from him. And you know, he's the third most expensive player ever, and you know, you can't just turn off that talent, and he seems to be finding it with Aston Villa, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Really, really great to see. Loads of comments in, absolutely loads of comments in. I'm going to go to the comments there, guys. So Hippo 84 says, how long we've waited for this? Southampton are due in 9-0. I didn't know. It was at times it looked like we could have got more than 4, but I'll take 4. I was really, really happy with 4. Ad says, didn't see this result with Constantino missing. What a performance. Me neither. And I'm going to put my hand up and say as well here, Ashley Young looked as solid as a rock at left back as well. And Callum Chambers looked pretty decent in the middle. You know, he didn't chase Broja too far out. Shea Adams had 1 or 2 shots, all right, but he was taken off. He was pretty ineffectual. And I thought Tyrone Mings marshaled I suppose everything in front of him pretty well as well. But yeah, put my hands up. Ashley Young, absolutely solid as a rock today, and long may that continue. If Digne is going to be out against Leeds, well then we'll need Ashley Young for sure, because as we know, Rafinha is going to be marauding down that wing as well. National Treasure Explorer says yeehaw. I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Ad says Coutinho ran the show. Excuse me, Connor from Brazil. If there's any Brazilian Aston Villa fans out there and you are watching this, the Brazilian lines, Connor is part of them. Hit up Connor Hennessy. If you're in Brazil and you've any, I'm sure there's going to be way more Aston Villa fans in Brazil now that we've got that little magician, number 23, playing for Aston Villa. Well, get on to Connor. He's your man for sure. But Connor says, brilliant game and great result. Absolutely. And you get to watch it in 31-degree heat as well, which is fantastic. Damien Leach says, wow, wasn't expecting that. Up the Villa. Narita says, touching you. Yeah, I'd love to be in the stadium singing that as well, for sure. Sean KMG says, well, smoke me a kipper. That was a slice of fried gold. I don't even know what that means. It sounds good, though. Absolutely sounds good. Karen McClatchy says Coutinho is next level good. I absolutely agree. I thought he was fantastic. Really, really was. AVFC Stato, for anybody who was here in the team sheet tantrum, AVFC Stato, I'll give him a follow as well, guys. Great statistics from him, but he did have a kind of a very sullen statistic at the start. It was like 16.7% of games that we've played without Ezri Konsa we've won. Now that is slightly higher now after today, and long may that continue. Well, not long may it continue that Ezri Konsa isn't in the team, but long may we continue to win games should he not be available to play. I think that's the way it was best to say it. Where else are we as well? Yes, Jonathan Tinsley, exactly. What a pass from Chambers for the second goal. I wasn't actually sure who it was, but now that you've said it was Chambers, that's, you know, that was a good pass. It was trade the needle stuff there as well, which is good. Philip, great to see you. Great performance, and first time in a long time performance in both halves. Really, really good point, Philip. We look stable for the 90 minutes, which is great. And I think I think the early goal helped that as well. Coutinho, great yet again, but great shift by Chambers at short notice. Don't think we got out of their gear. Like as I said, the 90-minute performance is we've been crying out for a long time. And as I say, we've got Leeds coming up next, and we're going to need another 90-minute performance, even though they are on a new manager and on a luckless run of form. You know, you never want to count out Leeds, especially against Aston Villa. Excuse me. Nathan Stokes says, that's the best I've seen Villa play all season. Everyone played their part. Coutinho, something else. Wow, exactly. 100%. Sean KMG, yeah, statue of Paddy outside the ground, please. I think, well, I can imagine Paddy is going to enjoy himself in Birmingham tonight, put it that way. So if anybody meets Paddy, yeah, I would say be prepared for a big hug, is what I would say, if you meet Paddy today. Where else are we? Yeah, Ronan says send Paddy every week. I forgot to mention this at the start. I was supposed to go to this game, and I had originally had this game booked, and Paddy didn't, and I couldn't go for multitude of reasons. I wasn't able to go, unfortunately. And then Paddy at last minute decided, "Fuck it, I'll go," and booked flights and went. And yeah, so maybe that might be our ritual from now on. I pretend I'm going so that the gods think that every game is going to be like it was today. Great point from Jonas as well. Our fullbacks don't have to go forward with our attacking players at hand. Absolutely. And with this diamond system, it's beginning to show that as well, because I thought Jacob Ramsey, while he wasn't his normal marauding self today, and same with McGinn, I thought that they still got in and around and they stopped a lot of runs from Southampton. But what they did was they also created space for the likes of Coutinho. And that's what I've been crying out for left, right, and centre during our poor run. I was crying out that we would get space for Coutinho, and you saw what happened today. Oriol Romeo couldn't live with him at all, not at all today, and he got frustrated towards the end. He lashed out at Ashley Young at a corner, and the yellow card he got probably wasn't the yellow card for Romeo. McGinn probably made the most of it when he was in the ground, but he looked a bit cumbersome today, all right, trying to follow around Coutinho, and Coutinho had a good day on him as well. And Danny H says that McGinn landed a few early blows on Romeo, and he was a lamb for the rest of the game. Done a job on him. There was one hilarious tackle he had in him, right? McGinn just literally ran into him and hit him a belt of his arse. And Romeo fell flat in his face. There was no way he was going for the ball. It was literally just a hello, I'm here, and you're going to be used to seeing me for the rest of the day kind of tackle, which is great. Where else do we have? Where else are we? Yeah, this is another one from Jordy Villan. Cameron Archer bagged again for Preston, not to be outdone by suddenly inform Ollie. Absolutely. Yeah, I just saw that before I came on that Cameron Archer just can't stop scoring, which is amazing. Paddy's texting me here. Maybe Paddy wants to pop on again. Yeah, who wants to hear? Who wants to hear a happy drunk Paddy? If my microphone wants to stay up, let's go. Let me invite him in. He sent me that a while ago now, but I'll try and invite him in here and see. Talk amongst yourselves. We'll see what the feeling is like in the ground. That is gone to Patrick now, and we should see him. More comments there. John the Jenny, in fairness, you did say to me that we needed a squad and that we were going to see the squad on show today, and you were bang on dead right at the start at the team sheet tantrum, John. Delighted with that performance, much improved. Happy days, up the Villa till I die. I couldn't agree anymore. Alan Healy says Callum Chambers is going to cause some selection headaches for Gerrard. I'm happy with his performance today for sure, but I would have cons in for him. But look, a good deputy is hard to find, but that sounds like a Fergal Sharkey song. But you know what I mean. Having himself and House back there will be handy as well. Should we need to call on them? And I immediately regretted it when I said it in the team sheet tantrum at the start, when I said that maybe centre back was one of our weakest areas of cover. It isn't really. It was just kind of one of our more unknown. I felt that the left back position was probably had a more weaker element. But once again, look, just goes to show what the hell do I know? I was proven wrong today because Ashley Young was rock solid as well, as I said. We have Paddy is in the house. Paddy, what's it like out there?
It's fucking freezing, but it's great. Well, as I said in my comments, that was coming, wasn't it? It was coming.
Yeah,
It's coming for a while.
yeah.
Really enjoyed it. Well, actually, I didn't really enjoy it because there's 78 minutes on the clock, and I went, uh, still could throw this away. But that's magic. That's magic. To score 4 and get the clean sheet is magic. Absolutely magic.
Sean was wondering, are they going to erect a statue of you? But that's why you were late. You were too busy. They were measuring you up for the statue outside. Put it up beside William McGregor.
Well, I tell you what, if they leave me here long enough, I might freeze into a statue because that must be cold.
Snifrat is calling you our roving reporter. It's great. It's great to have, because I remember you were at the Wolves game earlier on this season when we were 2-0 up and ended up losing 3-2, and we were organising to say yes, we'll have the immediate reaction show afterwards, and this is what it was going to be like, and then we didn't have it. You were like, oh my God, this, and it was one of your first games, if I'm not mistaken, back after COVID, and you were like, oh Jesus, what have I just gone through, you know? And that was a down moment for sure.
Yeah.
And it's days like this that really kind of pick up.
Well, let's not forget that we've had a few bad weeks, and we're not forgetting that, you know, this has been coming, but we've had a shit few weeks, and that could happen again next week. So let's enjoy it while we have it. But yes, I was here for Wolves. I was also here for Steven Gerrard's first game against Brighton. And it was magic as well. So it's good to be back here. It's good. I haven't been here since we lost to Man City, and that was another good performance. Don't get me wrong. So it's cold. I'm happy. I'm kind of half drunk. My son is here looking at me very strangely, going, "Let's get out of here now." But
influencers in the wild.
It's all good.
Well, do you know what, Paddy? As I said, there's only one thing wrong with being half drunk, and it's that you're not fully drunk. So go enjoy yourself for the rest of tonight.
I will be fully drunk by the end of the night. No doubt about it.
Yeah. I've already warned half the population of Birmingham not to go near you if they don't want to be hugged later on.
That's all right. Free hugs are on me.
Excellent. Where are you off to?
I'm going up to the Sacred Heart pub in Aston now. About 5-minute walk up the road. As if I haven't had enough beer at this stage, but that's where I'm going.
Look, as I say, you got to celebrate the wins. As I was saying in the team sheet tantrum beforehand, you know, very rare that we will win. We win 2 in a row. Last time we did it was there's Stephen. How are you, Stephen?
The sidekick is in. He's not going to thank you. He's not going to thank me for that in a few minutes. But these are lucky charm. We're in there. We're in there. 4-0 win. Enjoy it, guys. Magic. Absolutely magic.
Absolutely.
Coutinho, to watch him in the flesh is an absolute pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. The guy is an absolute genius. We rocked up before the match and called him for 2 or 3 minutes, and he came over and took a picture with Stephen. Absolute gentleman. Absolutely magic today. I just can't wait to see more of him. I hope we sign him. I hope he plays like that every week. He was magic.
Brilliant.
And I'm not one bit drunk.
Well, I'll let you get in out of the cold, Paddy. I'm very conscious that you're going to freeze to death live on the podcast, and I couldn't have that in my hands, you know. So
we can't have a statue of me standing here with a phone in my hand.
Well, exactly. Yeah, look, I'm more worried about the fact you're taking up someone's parking space where you're stood in the road. At least if you were in off on the sidewalk, you'd be fine.
Oh, it's all right. I'm on the path. Okay.
Oh, you're on the footpath.
Jeez, I'm not that bad.
Go on, get in out of it. Get in out of the cold. We'll chat to you later on.
Bye-bye.
Mind yourself. Bye-bye. It's great to have Paddy on. Great to have that optimism and someone outside the stadium. As I say, I'm very conscious of hypothermia for the poor man at the moment. So we'll let him get in out of the cold and get a few beers. Couple of more comments there. Thank you very much, Nikki. Absolutely, really appreciate that. And we do try and be upbeat as best we can. But you know, after 4-0 win, we can't help but be even more smiley and cheery as we normally are. As I said, we're normally sunshine and rainbows anyway. But games like this don't come around too often for Aston Villa Football Club. Dara says Gerrard and Coutinho, what a combination. It's an interesting one that you know, we don't have one without the other. You know, and that's and I think that's something that bears in mind, I suppose. And should we sign him, it will be down to what Steven Gerrard can bring and to what he can convince him of, I suppose, of the the project that Aston Villa have going on. This is an interesting one as well. Standing on the word, Brazil used to play this diamond, and it seems Luis knows what to do better. Well, we've got the top and the bottom of the diamond are Luis and Coutinho, so maybe there might be something in that. I'm not overly familiar with that, but there might be something in that. And when you mention it, it does kind of make sense. And that is a really interesting one. One for a sleepless night to maybe go and try and do some research and see what level of a diamond Brazil did play and when they did play it, and if the two boys ever played together in it. Maybe they didn't, considering Coutinho was in the wilderness from about 2020 onwards, but we'll see. We'll have a look at it. Excuse me. Lots of Paddy love coming in. Paddy. Another one from AVFC Stato. Aston Villa striker Danny Ings has scored 6 goals in his last 8 Premier League games against sides he's previously played for in the competition. So he scored 6 goals in his last 8 Premier League games against Southampton, Liverpool, Burnley. Did he play with anyone else? I think it's the 3 of those. Well, hopefully he retires at Aston Villa, because we can't have him. He used to score enough goals against us for other clubs. We can't have him going on to complete that record of scoring goals against his previous clubs again if he was to play for anyone. So I'd happily pay him until he retires just so that he doesn't score against us if that's the case. But that's another great stat again. Where else are we? Hello, great. Turnpike Tumbler says, great result. Time for a few snaky points to celebrate up the Villa. Absolutely. It's always time for a few snaky points, indeed. Where are we? Is that it? My comments have stopped coming through. Maybe you've just stopped commenting. Maybe that's what it is. Or maybe they're all mixed up. Oh, it looks like they're mixed up by time here. There's just too many of them coming in, which is great. John Miller says, thoroughly entertained. If only every day was like this. Well, Rome wasn't built in a day, and hopefully we will get to the stage where every day will be like this, John. And then they might need to start thinking about redeveloping other parts of the stand, the ground, as opposed to just the north stand as well, which is great. Yeah, Alex, you're right. Chambers outside of the boot pass. As I was saying, I didn't know who made that pass for the goal, but it was an absolute beauty. And I suppose it just goes to show that he's comfortable on the ball. He's played in midfield. He's played it right back, probably more predominantly than he's played at centre half as well. So to have that versatility and have that comfortability on the ball is something I suppose that Steven Gerrard, Johan Lange, and the coaching staff have seen in him. And when the opportunity came to bring him in and let's be honest ourselves, he's a backup. He's probably not going to usurp Konza just at the moment, because I think Konza has a lot of goodwill in the bank. And as the statistic that was shown in the team sheet tantrum of us only winning 16.7% of the games that we played without Ezri Konza since we've been re-promoted back to the league, just goes to show that he is a mainstay when we do have good results. But absolutely, Cam Chambers comes out of this game with some serious kudos for his performance today, because I thought that he didn't put a foot wrong, which was absolutely great to see. Yeah, and I agree with this, standing on the word, that it's a must that Gerrard finds a way to keep Coutinho after the summer too. I believe that Buendia can learn off Coutinho and get better too. We still look solid due to the formation change, which was a good one. It was interesting actually, and there's an interesting talking point. I suppose we'll talk. Now is not the time to talk about it, but Emi Buendia comes on for about 12 minutes at the end of the game, maybe less. Bailey comes on for maybe 10 minutes at the end of the game, maybe a small bit more. And there's a talking point, I suppose, in that when you're bringing 70-80 million worth of firepower off the bench, that what Aston Villa, where Aston Villa is going towards the squad that they have, there is a huge talking point in that. And I think it still goes that we're in March now. We're not in February, we're in March now. And we're still only seeing people reach their fruition because of injury or because of maybe lack of form now, or are not finding the correct formation. So the transition period from Dean Smith to Stephen Gerrard, finding players correct positions, getting players fit from back from injury is what I mean. There's a huge, I think there's probably a huge discussion to have had to be had on that, and where we go in towards next year, because maybe the squad is quite a lot better than we actually felt it was 4 or 5 games ago. But it's an interesting one for sure. Excuse me. Yeah. That's it. I'm taking full and total responsibility for this win again. Coutinho jersey doing its magic again. Although I didn't wear it this time but I have got 3 jackets on, so yeah, I couldn't fit it on over the 3 jackets. Maybe next time. But yeah, long may it continue to do its work. If it is doing some sort of superstitious magic, long may it continue. For sure. Guys, that's going to do it, I think. That's about 25 minutes. I could stay rambling here for the next 2.5, 3 hours if I if I was allowed. But I'm going to wrap it up on that. When Paddy is thawed out and dried out, I suppose, as well, after his trip to Birmingham, we will come back on maybe Monday or Tuesday. I'd like to get Paddy's more of Paddy's views on the game and what he thought of the game being there on the ground. Also going to look back at it again, and we'll have a better view of maybe how some players played. And yeah, so we'll be back again on probably Monday or Tuesday with the review of the game once more, and we'll also be doing a little preview of Leeds as well. Thanks so much to everybody for everything. Thanks so much to everybody for everything, for watching, for listening, for liking, subscribing. If you could do me a favor, if you could hit a thumbs up on the actual stream, that would be fantastic. It would just do us an awful favor. If you're not already subscribed to the podcast, please subscribe. There's also an audio version on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Just really appreciate it if you subscribe to that, because sometimes you do audio versions that don't go out on YouTube as well. So if you could subscribe there, and if podcasts are your thing, that's one for you too. But everyone that goes out on YouTube goes up on the audio version as well. Thanks so much, everybody, for watching. Go away, enjoy your Saturday night, have a fantastic one, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.